So what you're looking at here is a piece of work called Box in a Valise, and Duchamp based it around a door-to-door salesman's suitcase, which might normally have cleaning products or an encyclopedia in it, but he's put his own works of art into it. And really it's a little sort of mini portable museum of his work. So for example, there's a little tiny urinal at the bottom, which is called Fountain. Basically he just took a porcelain men's urinal and exhibited it as a piece of art. And really what he's saying is that anything can be art. As long as he chooses it and as long as the audience are looking at it, he doesn't really care about anything else. He's completely rebellious. And it's very kind of radical, but it's also, it's very freeing to the audience because it means that the audience are allowed to make their own decisions about things, rather than being told, well, this looks like this, or you must think this, because it's not a sum. Looking at a piece of work isn't a sum like 1 + 1 = 2. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it is 2. I suppose the other really important thing about Marcel Duchamp is he was a real trickster and very playful. This piece is authored by himself, but also authored by a woman, in inverted commas, called Heureuse C'est la vie, and that was his female alter ego. Heureuse C'est la vie, the literal translation of it means eros is life. So really what he's saying is that all that there is to life is love. He dressed up as Heureuse C'est la vie, and he had a perfume which was called Heureuse C'est la vie, which had a picture of him in the front looking like a large man dressed in women's clothing on it. But he didn't really care about what people thought about him. What he was interested in doing was challenging his audience's perception of who he was, what his role as an artist was, and again, to return to this idea that anything can be art. If he chooses to dress up as a woman, then he is a woman for that period of time. One thing that's very interesting about the selection of works as a whole in Box in a Valise is that you can see there's a really big range of activity here. So you can see on the left-hand side there's a more sort of traditional painting called Nude Descending a Staircase. That would be an early work. And you can see in the foreground on the right-hand side there's Da Vinci's The Mona Lisa, which he's fiddled with. He's drawn a moustache on it and a little beard. And he's, in addition to the fact that he's generating new works of art, he's also saying, well, I can do whatever I want with this. I can take the Mona Lisa, that's a really famous painting, and I can draw a moustache and a beard on it. And by doing that, I gain ownership over it. So as